Okay.
Get ready to increase your income, get out of debt, and live authentically rich. You're listening to the Financial Empowerment Podcast with Michael Bootcamp Thomas, author of the book Financial Literacy Bootcamp for Teens and Young Adults. Here's Michael.
Well, here's Michael and
I love that.
Mariana, right? Hey, so I am excited to be here with you this evening. So if you're strolling, stop strolling, especially if you're looking to get some additional income in 2026. We're really going to take a moment and talk about ways that you can increase your income in 2026. My name is Michael Thomas. I am a United States veteran, retired fire chief, battalion chief with the City of Columbia. I was a previously licensed financial advisor, a certified John Maxwell speaker, teacher, and coach. And I teach financial literacy to high schools and colleges all over, and a financial coach. And that's why we're here today, right? I want to talk with you about ways to increase your income. So before I get started, I want to tell you how I met Rihanna. I call her Ria, right? So I'm very passionate about what I do, and I won't miss an opportunity to share it with someone, even if they don't ask. So one day, Rihanna's sitting in the coffee shop, minding her own business, and I see her working really diligently, and I go over and I introduce myself, and I tell her what I do. And I gave her a book, my book, The Financial Literacy Bootcamp for Teens and Young Adults. And I, circled back around a couple times after we met and asked her if she would be willing to be an assistant to work with me to get this program off the ground. Well, at that time, a lot was going on, and I started building a house, and when we didn't work together. So we circled back around here at the end of this year. It was go time. So, and that's why we're here today. So, Rihanna, anything you want to say to the group?
Oh gosh. First of all, hello everybody. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you, Michael, for always inviting me to work with you. This is super exciting. But yeah, the intro was one of those where it was either you could have acted on it or not, and here we are.
Here we are. So, who's ready for some additional income? Could you use some additional income? And if you can, that's exactly what we're talking about tonight. It's no fluff. I'll be giving you some really, really good information on how to increase your income, right? In fact, I have a guide, right? A reset guide, a financial reset guide. We'll put it in the comments for you to download. So there'll be some additional information in that reset guide that we're getting ready to talk about. So the problem, sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? You're tired of stressing about money. Past decisions in terms of debt and credit is eating your current income. Inflation is robbing you of all your additional income. I just posted earlier that if it's going to be very difficult to make it off of one stream of income in this new economy, right? And another big problem with one stream of income is too close to no income, right? So having some additional streams of income to support you is going to make a whole lot of sense in this new economy. So with that said, I want you to think about ways that you can increase your income. In fact, it has never been this easy to make money, and a lot of money. I tell people I can run my entire business off my phone from anywhere in the world. The entire world is my customer, and I don't even have to own or ship the product. So what I want you to do is expand your lens, and let's look for some ways to make some new money. Ready? So let's stand outside of our front porch. Mm-hmm. And I want you to see the house, the apartment, the mobile home, or whatever something's nearby you. I want you to see it because we see everything in pictures. And when there's no picture, sometimes there's pain, but we see everything in pictures. There's thousands of ways to make some money out of that one house. All right. What's one way, Ria, that we can make some money out of that house?
Oh, goodness. Let's start with the interior or the exterior. Let's pick one. We could go with the yard. Let's start with the roof. Let's start with the kitchen. You could do something with the animals inside or the people who live there. Multitude of entities of streams of income, depending on how you look at it. And everybody's going to look at that house differently.
Absolutely. So I tell people that for the most part, most dollars that's exchanged will be for a problem solved. And you only have to find a problem that you are interested in solving, right? Somebody needs tutoring. Somebody wants music lessons. Somebody wants swimming lessons. I mean, there's just thousands of ways to make money. In fact, if I was to challenge you today, right, for you to find a way to start making $50 per day, starting tomorrow, if you were to put your imagination to work, you could come up with it. $50 per day starting tomorrow. $50 a day, 5 days a week is $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month. So we could literally start coming up with ways to make $1,000 a month starting tomorrow. And what makes it really easy today is so many apps that we can jump on and start making money, whether it's rideshare, whether it's delivering food through, Bite Squad, or Spark with Walmart. It's just unlimited in terms of ways that you can jump in Amazon Flex and start delivering and making some additional money. That may not be you, but your only limitation is your imagination. So, and sometimes maybe we have to work on the imagination and a little bit of, thinking, some support, some accountability, some more information to get you some additional income. Start looking around. So look at your environment that you currently work at. Look at the job in which you currently do. What's away from something that maybe you already do, or maybe it's a part-time job. Maybe it's sitting with elderly people, right? You just love people, right? Maybe it's a respite care business that allow a husband and wife that's taking care of their mother or father to be able to go off on a weekend for a much deserved break while you sit with their mother or their father. And you get 10 clients, you kind of just do rotation. And you could easily come up with $1,000, $1,500 a month. And then we can scale that to whatever it is that we desire.
Yep.
But again, money is everywhere.
It is.
So again, I want you to download the Reset Guide, Financial Reset Guide. And let's get ready for 2026 to get money back tracking and look for ways to really create some additional income, get out of debt, and then let's start having some fun. No more stressing, no more living paycheck to paycheck.
Yes.
Literally, I'm talking from one of the lessons out of the book that I have called The Wealth Rocket Ship. And the title of this lesson is Money is Everywhere. And money is literally everywhere because there's always a problem to be solved.
Yeah.
Whether you're washing cars, rotating tires, whether you're building decks, fences. You're just looking within your skill set, whether you don't want to, necessarily start a side gig, or you just want to plug into an already established system, whether that's Mary Kay, whether that's one of the rideshare, or you just want to do a part-time job. We need to get you an additional stream of income. Again, one stream of income is too close to no income. We never know what's going to happen with that one stream. So we need to work to get you an additional stream of income. So now this program, the reason why I'm here is that I want you to download the lead guide, the reset guide, so that I can get you on a webinar, right? So we can talk and I can show you a little bit more information about a workshop that I have called the Financial Freedom Bootcamp. It's a 6-week virtual program. And so if you join me in a webinar where I can explain to you what it is that we do, you get a better understanding of who I am and what the program is. And you get opportunity to make an informed decision on if you think that as a financial coach, I can help you with your finances. Here's what I'll say to you. that if you were struggling with finances 4 years ago and you're still struggling with finances today, I'm almost certain that you're going to need some help. You're going to need some support. You're going to need some motivation, and you're going to need some information and accountability to help get this tracking. Now, if you're like me and Ria, we've had a chance to talk. A lot of times we didn't get the information that we needed to manage money well. You may even make a lot of money, but you know that you're not managing it well. Mm-hmm. Our parents oftentimes didn't have the information to give to us. And many times the example of the money classroom that we inherited was not the best classroom. So in this program, we're going to deal with some mindset issues, your money story, and what may be causing you to fumble. Even though you're making six figures or making a decent income, you're still not managing it well. So we're going to deal with mindset issues. And we're going to look, but the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deal with the increased income. We're going to deal with increased income before we deal with the numbers, budgeting, and credit cards. Because sometimes you don't want to see that stuff. You know it's not pretty. But if I can first get you to increase your income, then we'll go over and look at the numbers and then begin to make some adjustments there. Now, I had an opportunity to test this with Ria already. Ria, tell us in terms of how did it help you in terms of looking at ways to increase income, and increasing your income gave you the ability to, not feel stressed about going to look at the numbers?
Yeah, it's I think it's also part of the psychology of, how we use motivation. We always wait for motivation to act on something. And instead of waiting for the motivation to act on the behaviors I know I needed to instill, it was like, how about we just start disciplining ourselves to start creating that? And then once you start seeing that money coming in, that extra stream of income coming in, then all of a sudden those sparks start flying and you're like, oh, I'm starting to see freedom. I see movement. I see space. I feel my shoulders relaxing a little bit more. So it was a little bit of reverse psychology in ways where it's, instead of waiting to start seeing all of the things that you can do, start increasing your income first, so you can see the avenue of flow and of answers to all the questions that you have of how am I gonna afford this? How am I gonna do that? It's like, we already have one avenue. What can we do with what we have now?
Exactly. So when we can get you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month coming in, then we'll go look at, we'll look at your checking account statements, and we'll see, start to plug some leaks. And then we'll look at how we can reduce some of your interest rates, and then set up a program to get you out of debt. But first, we want to increase the income, set up an emergency fund, get you out then begin to work to get you out of debt, and then create even more streams of income. So once you start and you realize, oh, I can do this, because sometimes what we need is just the confidence boost. And we need somebody that really can answer some questions, give us a rock solid guide on how to really start to manage our money. Again, the grocery prices, if you haven't purchased a house yet, every time it's time to re-up your lease, you don't know what it's going to look like. Insurance, in terms of auto insurance, homeowners insurance, taxes, everything is going up. Everything is going up except what?
There's income.
Yeah. So, and I want to put you in a place that you don't have to ask for permission for an income increase. I want to put you in the driver's seat where you don't have to go to your boss and ask them for the fourth, fifth time for an income increase. I want you to know that you can create your own, and you don't need anyone's permission. We're in we don't need anyone's permission in this society. If you want to write a book, you write a book, self-publish. If you want to create a song, you become a musician or artist. We don't have to get anybody's permission to live the life we want to. Back our parents, and earlier we would have to ask for promotions and raises. in this new gig economy, we really don't need to do that. And again, you can do it without a whole lot of risk. You just need some more information. So
Yeah.
the program is 6 weeks, virtual. And then if you want some ongoing support, we could talk about that as well, right? So the first thing we're going to do is increasing your income. Second, we're going to do with some mindset issues. Third, we are going to look at a budget. And by the way, you're going to get really excited about a budget, right? Because a budget is your plan to live an abundant life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not restrictive. A budget is actually liberating, because in a budget, you get to tell your money what to do based on what's important to you. So would you be upset if you cut waste and you had more money to do what really mattered to you? Okay. So we're going to really get excited about a budget and actually accomplish some dreams, whether that's to buy a house, maybe that's to take your parents on a vacation. We're going to create the space, the money, and a plan to get all of that done.
Yep.
In addition to that, we're going to then set you up a plan to start getting out of debt, get that credit cards, high interest credit cards under control, be able to maybe, get your credit scores up, get your credit scores up, work to get a zero interest transfer, and begin to get out of some of that debt so that you can have more of your paycheck for you to spend. And then on week 5, we're going to talk about ways on how to take part of your income and make it a loyal employee that works for you. We have to normalize making money, making part of our money a loyal employee that works without our presence. Mm-hmm. Passive income, we have to normalize. We can no longer be strangers to investments that work without our presence, where you make money where you sleep, literally. I know I talk to a group of kids every day, on a regular basis, because I teach in colleges and high schools. And I asked them, I said, has anyone ever told you that you don't have to work for money? And they all say no. They look at me like it's something strange.
Foreign language, right?
Yeah. I said, well, let me ask you, if you bought 500 shares of stock from the Nike Corporation, you're one now of the owners of the corporation. And every day Nike sell 1 million pairs of shoes all around the world, Jordans and Air Force Ones. And in 3 months, they send you what's called a dividend check, profits divided amongst his owners. So how much work did you do for that money? It's a zero. So would you rather own 20 pairs or 20 shares? I said 20 shares. See, poor and middle-class people wear it, rich people own it. So when we now take a portion of our income in that we invest and start to make money without our presence, so now we have even more income, right? So we're going to talk about wealth building strategies in terms of buying income producing assets. And then last, we'll talk about how to protect yourself through insurance, right? Look for ways to reduce the cost of insurance, make sure that your income is protected if something was to happen. Short-term disability, make sure you have life cover, all of that stuff, because we want to be protected in case something happens. So with that said, a 6-week program is rock solid. I'm looking forward to hopefully working with you. The first step is to download the reset guide and then make a decision. I'll reach out to see if you'll join me in a webinar. No pressure here. I'm going to keep doing this thing. This is what I told Rhea. I said, Rhea, I know I can help some people. I have a passion for it. I'm good at what I do. And it's my next calling. So I had to have a talk with myself. I said, Michael, if you're not willing to give this 2 years of your life focused energy, then don't do it. You have to be willing to just keep chipping away at it until you are successful at this, the way you have achieved all the rest of your goals. So I'm going to be here. And I only want to help you if I'm the right person to help you. And what I mean by it, and it comes with a 14-day money back guarantee, right? No questions asked. Come take a look, download the reset guide, come to the webinar. Let's take a look to see if this, here's what I'll say as I begin to close out. If you've been struggling with money, you need some help. You've been kicking your butt for a minute.
Right.
And sometimes it causes relationship problems. If you're, it's really causing some problems. And sometimes this, you're going to need some support. So, and I really want you to live the life that you deserve to live. So with that said, we have some, Rhea, do you have those affirmations, financial affirmations in front of you?
I do.
Would
Do we
you
want all of them, or would you like our
just
our
pick the
favorite?
one that you would like to pick. And then I'm going to ask you to tell them about something you mentioned to me when I said, I said, every time I send you an email, at the end, I have one of the affirmations.
Mhm.
And you said something about butter. So I want you to pick the affirmation that you want to share. And then I want you to share with what you said about butter, because I thought that was powerful.
Yeah. So I am a money magnet. It's something that I realized that, okay, so to go into the butter, the butter story. So I was telling Mike that we have worked together before about a year. We met over a year ago at this coffee shop, and he was telling me the same things he was telling me now. And I told him for a while I was having to keep convince myself of these things. So I was like, it's kind of like butter on a waffle. You ever had a waffle that is pretty hot, but the butter is just not melting, so it just sits on the top? That's what my mindset was doing at that time. I am a money magnet was just sitting on top of my layer. It wasn't sinking in. And it wasn't until I cleared things up, got clarity, worked on myself in a way of just understanding what was the root cause of why my butter wasn't sinking into my waffle. Now, when I say I am a money magnet, it's melted. It's all in there. It's not coming out. At this point, I know it. I believe it. I feel it. And at this point, being able to go through these 6 weeks is going to allow you to strengthen your money magnet.
I love it. Now, when she explained that, I said, "That's excellent. We got to share with the people. We got to share with the people." So
you can imagine that, can't you? That's a really good.
You can see it.
Yeah.
We need pictures. We need pictures, and that was an excellent picture.
Yeah.
So, why does affirmations matter? It's not foo-foo. It's not fluff. Guys, in order for your butter to start melting, you have to believe, and you sometimes have to say it over and over again. And then start pretending. If you want to be smart, start pretending to be smart. You're going to become smart. If you want to be a teacher, start. So as kids, you watch kids regularly pretend that they're football players. I'm at the 9, I'm at the 8, touchdown. Guys, and this is how they end up in the league. They've said it to themselves over and over and over. Now, affirmation is a declaration. It begins with I am, and it's powerful. But if you believe the opposite, that you're a money magnet, it's like, and here's a message that you may say, it's always something. Look out, because it's going to always be something.
Oh, yeah.
And those are the messages that keep showing up in your life. But we're going to actually, create an abundant mindset. We're going to believe. We know that there's wealth, and each of us have reservoirs of wealth inside of us. We don't, you don't have to go search for wealth.
Right.
It's in you. We just need to say and do some things differently, and then learn how to manage money better. And then as a result of that, money will start to show up. Because thoughts are magnetic, right? So you begin to see, because you are now, from a spiritual standpoint, reaping what you have sown. So let us start sowing seeds of belief, hope. Let us start praying. Let us start using affirmation. Let us start visualizing this abundant life, and let's get about the business. Again, I'm getting ready to close out. Here's the challenge. I want you to download the reset guide, the financial reset guide. And I want to work with you. I know together we can get it done. And so I look forward to you seeing you and talking with you again soon in the webinar. If you have any questions, you can find me on all of my social media channels at Michael Bootcamp Thomas. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all under Michael Bootcamp Thomas. And my website is michaelbootcampthomas.com. If you want to get more information about who I am and some of the work that I've done with a lot of the colleges and high schools all over, But I'm serious about what I do, and I have a ton of passion, and I believe I can help you. So with that said, I hope that you have a good evening. Rhea, thank you for that awesome picture of getting the butter
Melt it. Let's melt
to
our
melt.
butter together.
Because we're gonna have to start believing, guys. So I look forward to seeing you again on live again next what's today, Tuesday? Next Tuesday, I'll be back. I'll be talking about another subject. So join me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, and thank you again, Rhea, for all the work that you have done to get us here.
Hey, we got it. Let's go.
All right, I appreciate it. Take care.
Get ready to increase your